Hello guys, and welcome to yet another in-depth review here on N&T Auto Reviews. My name is Tyler, as always behind the camera, giving you these in-depth walk-around videos. Today's a really special day because we're back from over a month of not filming because of the nasty weather up here in Connecticut. And I do apologize for any a little bit of wind noise, but this is the best day that we've got so far. But today we're going to be checking out a really nice truck here, and it is of course the 2018 Chevy Colorado in the ZR2 trim level. And in case you're wondering, it is the gasoline V6 powertrain option. And before we get started with this video, I'd like to give a huge thanks out to Terryville Chevrolet of Terryville, Connecticut for allowing me to take a look at the car in today's video. And if you're interested in purchasing any Chevy from these guys, go ahead and check out the description box where their website has been listed. Now, taking a look at the side of the Colorado ZR2, really good looking side profile. We have the extended cab. Double cab is also offered for the ZR2. However, we do have 9 different color options that we can work with on the ZR2 trim level. And this particular one we're looking at is the beautiful graphite gray metallic. Alright, so wrapping around to the rear of the 2018 Colorado, we can go over some of the cab and bed configurations. Now, the ZR2, focusing on the ZR2 first, it's only available in extended cab long box or crew cab short box, and it does come standard with 4-wheel drive, of course. However, crew cab long box configuration is available on most other trims, as well as 2-wheel drive is standard on all the other trims as well. 4-wheel drive, of course, is an option. Alright, so before we get into the details, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick overview of the window sticker so we know exactly what we're dealing with this car. So here's the standard equipment that comes on the ZR2. I'll go ahead and pan through that quickly so you guys can pause the video and get more information. But the section that we're really going to take a look at is the optionals and packages. So we have a standard vehicle price of $40,160. That's without any options. However, this car has quite a few options, which is pretty cool. And it has some really neat options, which I definitely suggest. First off, we have the off-road lights, which comes in at just under $1,200. Really cool. I'm going to try to demonstrate those for you guys. However, it's pretty sunny out today. I'm not sure how good the camera's going to pick it up. Next, we have the catback performance exhaust. We also have the off-road sport bar, which is right back there. We'll definitely get a better view of that later in the video. Taking a look at our other column, we also have the premium interior package, which gives us cool features like the all-weather floor liners, which to me is a must, at least up here in New England. I also have the interior illumination as well in there, which is pretty neat. Premium Bose audio system and the navigation system, which again we'll get into a little bit. And the really cool illuminated black bow tie emblems. So the Chevy emblems are blacked out, but they're also illuminated. So we've got some more information over here where our parts content comes from, safety ratings, and our fuel economy and whatnot over there. So there you have it, the window sticker. Alright, so details of the exterior. Now before we get up close and personal, I just want to give you a heads-on view of the truck. Now take a look at that. You could still see about 75% of the height of the tire. If you take a look at a Silverado over there, for example, the whole bumper covers the front of that tire. So take a look at the terrain that you could run over with this truck. That'd be pretty insane to take this off-road. So definitely off-road capable. But let's go ahead and start up here on the front with the headlamps. Now we have projector halogen low beams located right over here, and then we also have reflector halogen high beams with your turn signals up top. Pretty neat system of headlights there with a little bit of chrome accents. Nice looking there, and you can also see the graphite metallic paint looking really good right there. Lots of metallic flake. Once again, take a look at the bumper cutouts. Pretty awesome. We have tow hooks up front, which we might need to use if you get a little bit crazy going off-road. We also have this really impressive grille. Take a look at the gloss black accents, and we also have the blacked out Chevy emblem, and it is also illuminated. We have the ZR2 emblem up here as well. take a look at that front bumper. No parking sensors that are going to get messed up or anything, just a good old front end for this truck. Really aggressive looking. Alrighty, so take a look at that hood. You can't really see it in contrast with the gray paint, but it has this nice matte black, looks like a wrap on the center of the hood there with some faux air vents. Looks really good. It almost looks like a cowl induction hood, if you ask me. But take a look at our wheels down here next. They are 17 inches and they are off-road ready looking tires. They are Wrangler, Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack tires. So definitely get you where you need to go. 17-inch rims, 65 tires up front. You have ventilated disc brakes, it looks like, and got some pretty neat braking system up there. It looks like a 4-piston caliper, if I'm not mistaken. But take a look at the tread in those tires, and you can tell someone's been using them. Take a look at the shocks up front, and they are Multimatic, really neat shocks, and they are, I believe they're new to the off-roading industry. I heard somewhere that they are used in like Formula 1 racing and whatnot, but they are new to the off-roading industry, and I suppose that they work very well. So again, take a look at that paint. Beautiful metallic work. We have some pretty traditional mirrors, body colored in a little bit of black plastic. That's good for the road chipping. All the way around the windows is the black plastic, which is also good for the fingerprints. I find a lot of times that when you close the door right here, you'll get a lot of fingerprints on them. Not with this truck. So we have the door handle there, body colored. Our chrome Colorado emblem right there. We also have some pretty neat rock sliders. So if you get hung up on a rock, you're not going to damage the side moldings there. It's going to hit that nice metal. And you could also, I guess you could also use that for a side step as well, since this truck has tons of ground clearance and it's not exactly easy to get in and out of. Now taking a look up top, it's a pretty far stretch for me, but we do have the antenna up there. And these are also the off-roading lights and the off-roading bar, which looks awesome. Have the Colorado in red. We also have our fuel filler on the driver's side. Here's a better look at the shock system. We have leaf springs back there, and then our Multimatic suspension as well. You can see the meatball in there too. And pretty much the same setup back here, except for the brakes. Pretty large brakes back here. They are solid disc brakes. And we have 6 lugs as well. And take a look at up here, it's all sound deadening material, so it's going to be nice and quiet inside. We have a nice side bed logo with the ZR2 sticker there. This truck looks awesome at every angle. It really does. And take a look at back here, we even have some indents in the back bumper for our departure angles, which improves that much. We have our traditional tail lamps back here, which have a little bit of design, pretty nice. We also have another Colorado emblem back here, and then our power train badging is back here. We also have the blacked out Chevy emblem back here. Our backup camera and our tailgate, of course, which is locking. We also have our trailer hookups, which is nice. And our hitch receiver is back there. I'm going to go ahead and get down on my hands and knees quick, and you can see the underneath of the truck. See our spare tires underneath there. And our performance catback exhaust, which is pretty neat. For those of you who like to see the undercarriage of the cars, there you go. Alright, so next let's go ahead and check out what's underneath the hood of this particular Colorado and discuss our other optional engine choices. Alright, so underneath the hood of our particular Colorado that we're checking out today is the proven 3.6 liter GM V6. They use it on a lot of their products. Definitely a pretty solid power plant if you ask me. You can see our belts all down there, and let's go ahead and go over some numbers because they're pretty decent. We have 308 horsepower at 6,800 RPM and 275 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. Now this, I believe, is the standard engine choice for the ZR2 Colorado. There also is a diesel powertrain, which we will go over a little bit more of the specs and power and all that good stuff in the next slide. But this particular example does have the 3.6. Takes 5W30 oil. We have a bunch of fluids that we can check, so windshield washer fluids up here. Looks like the battery's right there with a bunch of connections. We have our air filter box, and it looks like a coolant reservoir up there as well. Our dipstick is down there, and we have a pretty good sized engine cover, but not too bad. We can still see all the belts and whatnot down there, so it might not be too bad of an engine to work on in the future. Alrighty, so next let's go ahead and check out the interior. So no fancy push button to enter or proximity keys or anything like that. Just a good old remote and lock and unlock. So pretty nice door panel. Of course, this is the jet black leather interior. So the whole door panel is pretty much jet black except for this nice little silver accent in the chrome door handle. So as far as functionalities of the door, we have, of course, lock unlock. Our windows go up and down. Our driver's side is fully automatic, however our passenger side is automatic down. We also have our mirror controls, which of course are power. And you also have that little trailering mirror right there, I guess you could say. Pretty neat. Nice softer to the touch materials up here, and then even softer materials down here where your elbow's going to rest. And the rest of the door is pretty much the hard plastic, but we do have some nice storage trays and a bottle holder. We of course do have that Bose audio system, which is an upgrade. I believe it's right around $500, and I'm going to go ahead and test that out and tell you what it sounds like. Now down here we have our parking brake, of course, which is a pedal. Nice, really nice button-in floor mats right here. We have the ZR2 logo right here, which is awesome on the side sills. Air vents over here, trailer braking controls, which is nice. I believe that comes standard. I could be wrong. You have a gauge dimmer over here, all of your headlights, as well as I believe that is your off-road lighting right here. We also have all of our four-wheel drive controls over here. You also have an off-road mode, four-wheel high and four-wheel low, and then you also have an automatic. So partially powered seats. I believe they are 8-way powered. So we have a little bit of a lumbar over here, and then our normal powered. And then we also have our backrest is adjusted with this lever right here manually. The steering wheel is tilt and telescoping. All you need to do is just release that lever right there. But that pretty much does it. So let's go ahead and get in and warm up a little bit because it's still pretty cold out here in Connecticut. And we can start it up and show off the rest of the interior. Now I have to say it does take a little bit of getting used to getting in and out of this truck. But that's the price you pay for having such a awesome looking truck like this and equally as capable. Okay, so I've got the key for the ZR2, and it is a traditional key. Really nice, but don't worry, it does come with a fob with all of your different functions. Here's the back of it. It looks really nice with the chrome and the Chevy emblem. You also do have remote start and a lock unlock as well as a panic alarm. It's a pretty nice key setup. No push button ignition is available, which some people may like. I find it pretty refreshing to use a key to start up a car anyways. Alright, so just warming up a little bit on the inside here since it is only 30 degrees out today. I took a listen to the Bose sound system and it sounds awesome. It really does. Got a nice amount of bass. Definitely go for that sound system. See, it has a little speaker up there as well, so it sounds pretty good. But let's go ahead and start off the interior with this really nice leather wrap steering wheel. Now it's pretty thick. And it's got some nice bolsters on the side here with some stitching. So definitely nice steering wheel to hold. You have a little bit of supports at the bottom, nice big airbag cover with the Chevy emblem. But as far as functionalities, now let's start on the back of the steering wheel because there's actually buttons on the back. So there's two buttons on the back of this side, one on the top, one on the bottom, and they choose between your presets. And then the same on this side, there is one on the top and one on the bottom, and that increases and decreases your audio volume. So in case you didn't see any of those audio buttons on the steering wheel, on the face of the steering wheel at least, they are on the back, which is pretty clever. Now we have our traditional cruise control over here on this side, and then coming across the airbag cover, we have some Bluetooth controls, voice commands, and then some more controls for that little screen in the center, which we will get into a little bit later. But we have some nice silver accents and whatnot on the steering wheel. So overall, pretty nice steering wheel if you ask me. Now behind the steering wheel we have our stalks for, of course, our turn signals and some of our lighting controls like our high beams. And then we also have our wipers over there as well. And over here we have our gauges. So pretty nice gauges. We have our RPMs, of course. We have fuel gauge, temperature, and then the speed. All the normal stuff, but then in the center, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit so we don't get as much glare. We have this nice screen, so again, we're going to use these buttons to select different screens. This is our default screen. It has the digital speedometer, and then it also has the speed limit on the particular road that we're on. Obviously, we're not on a road right now, so it's not going to display it. But at the bottom, it'll always display your what gear you're in, and then your compass down there. So let's go ahead and use the down arrow. We have all of our trip settings, 2 trips, fuel range, all of our tire pressures, oil pressure, transmission temperature, which is pretty awesome. Now take a look at this. First of all, in the center, it'll show you what wheel drive. So we're in 2-wheel drive at the moment. If we switch it over to 4-wheel drive, it'll obviously show that. So it's in all-wheel drive at the moment. Let's go ahead and switch it back. So take a look at those screens right there. So it'll actually show you what degree the steering wheel is at, which is pretty awesome. Then it'll also show you how much water you're up to and how much on an angle the truck is, which is really awesome. And stuff like that you'd expect on a truck like this that is more off-road oriented, it's really cool to see. Now going down, that was just our sort of general information. We can go into our audio screen. It'll display what's going on with the audio, and then we could browse between different menus as well. We have our phone screen. Navigation will also show up here if we had a destination set. And then just some various options like our US and metric system. But as for now, I think this screen is really cool, so we're going to go ahead and leave it like that. But pretty cool gauge surrounds, nice shape to that too. We also have some speakers up towards the top of the dash there. Pretty neat dash layout. Nice quality too. It's got some nice soft touch materials. No crazy panel gaps or anything like that like you'd expect. But taking a look down here, we have our 8-inch MyLink screen from Chevy. And it has all our basic functions, including Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it has built-in navigation. We have a couple of air vents to surround it and some nice silver accenting too. So let's go ahead and take a look at just the basic functions. So here's our audio screen with all our presets at the bottom. We can tune up here or tune using the tune knob. We have all of our physical buttons down here, so going back to home is easy like that. Our phone screens, all of our contacts and everything will sync over. We can start making calls. Projection is for your Apple Auto and Android, or Apple CarPlay and Android Auto rather. We also have our navigation screen. So there's our map. We can zoom in and out. It's a really nice, clear screen. Pretty nice map. We see we're right here on Route 6 in Terryville at Terryville Chevrolet. We have our weather. Text messaging, OnStar. We can pull up our rear view camera, which is very useful for off-roading, and we could also turn our guidance lines on and off. And this line right here, I'm not sure if you could quite make it out, but it's lined up where the hitch receiver is. So if you're backing up to a trailer, you want to make sure your trailer is going to be right there, and that's really, really awesome to see that. Very useful for if you're going to be towing a lot. We also have a traffic update. So it gives us what's going on with the traffic, and then shop, which you can add more apps. And if you're wondering if you wanted to get quickly to your presets, all you need to do is click that arrow right there. So just the basic functions of this screen. It's a little bit glary because it has a plastic protector over it, so people like me don't get their fingerprints all over the screen. But you get the point. It's a nice, very simple to use system. It's got some great functionalities, and I really like that backup camera feature. So obviously over here we have our volume knob, radio, media, shortcuts, tone, home, and back. We have our tune knob right over here, and then we could also use that for the screen as well if you don't like the touch screen. But taking a look down here, we have a single zone climate control, which gets the job done very nicely. It's obviously very warm in here. We have our fan speed right over here, and our on and off, AC, recycling, all of our different zones we want the air to blow, front and rear defrosters, and then our temperature is over here. It's also an automatic climate control, so you just set that and forget about it. And taking a look down here, we have a bunch of really cool looking toggles. So going from left to right, we have our traction control off, we have our rear and our front locking differentials, so we could block both of them, which is really awesome for the off-roading. Definitely want to leave those off though while you're just on the regular street. We also have our hazards button, a trailer tow mode, which is pretty cool, and it even shows up in the display over there. We have a hill descent, which is nice for the off-roading once again, and our bed lights as well. So pretty neat right there. And taking a look below all those toggles, you have a little storage tray. I guess you could put some change or whatever down there, something small. We also have our heated seat controllers, so this button right over here heats your bottom and your back, and then this one over here just heats your back, which is pretty awesome. And then you have them both for your front passengers. Now down here we have a little storage tray which you can put your standard size iPhone, fits there, so that's an iPhone 7. Regular size iPhone fits down there perfectly, and then you also have a USB charger and an aux inlet, and then a 12-volt power outlet down there. And it's rubberized down there, so it's not going to annoy you by moving around everywhere. So, taking a look down here at our gear lever, we can go ahead and go over some transmission options. So since we do have the 3.6 liter V6, we get an 8-speed automatic. If we were to get the 2.5 or 2.8 Duramax, that will become a 6-speed automatic. And then with the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, It does come standard with a manual transmission, which is, I believe, a 6-speed manual, and then you could also opt for the 6-speed automatic. However, we have the 8-speed again because we have the V6. Nice shift knob. It has the ability to shift manually. There's an unlock at the back, so you make sure you press that in. And if we put it into reverse, the backup camera of course shows up, and we can choose between our different guidance lines, or we can just turn them off completely. We have neutral, drive of course, and then our low mode for making it up those hills when we're off-roading. Let's go ahead and leave it in park for now, of course. But over here we have a couple of cup holders, which are nicely accented in that silver color. And taking a look over here, we have a wireless charging pad for your phone if it's capable to do that. Over here we have a nice big armrest, so you can definitely share it with your passenger. And it's nice and soft as well. It's got some nice stitching. Opening it up reveals a pretty deep storage tray. We also have a USB inlet there. And it is rubberized at the bottom, so whatever you put down there won't really move around all that much. So we have our standard mirror up there, and it is auto dimming with our OnStar controls. If we take a look up here at our center stack, we of course have our passenger airbag on and off display. We have a little storage tray for our sunglasses, and then we also have our traditional lights and some more lighting controls. Our sun visors have a couple of lights on them and a mirror, and they do extend to block the sun over here on the side. And in case you're wondering, that's also a microphone for the Bluetooth. So, pretty nice interior if you ask me. So since we do have the extended cab, let's go ahead and adjust the driving seat to a normal driving position for myself. And we're going to go ahead and shut the truck off, save these guys some gas since they were so gracious to let me borrow the truck for a couple hours. And let's go ahead and check out what it's like in the back seat. Now, since we do have the extended cab, you want to make sure the driver's door is open before you open the back door. And you can see this little lever right here. You just reach behind and pull it, and it'll open right up for you. It's a pretty slender door, a little window. You have a speaker in that door, and some storage. It looks like a bottle holder. And you can see that lever right there. Not a whole lot of space back there, but you can definitely seat someone back there. Now if you pull this little strap right here, it's kind of a two-hand process, but I'm going to do it with one. It'll lift the cushion up, and you have a little bit of hidden storage back there. Pretty neat. And the back seats seem to be the same material as the front. You also have these headrests that'll go up and down. But I'm going to go ahead and hop in and see how much room we have back there, just so you get a nice reference. So yeah, not exactly comfortable back here. Your driver is going to have to compromise a little bit of legroom to allow someone to sit back here, but you definitely have some features back here. A couple of USB chargers and even a 12-volt power outlet. You got a couple of cup holders back here. But to be completely honest with you guys, at the rate that I'm sitting, the way I sit, I'm 5'10". I would not be able to close the back door back here. So, if you have a family, I'd suggest getting the full rear door. But nonetheless, it's a pretty nice place to be back here. And you can see that the all-weather floor mat continues back here too. Also back here, the window does slide back and forth to let some more air circulate inside. But next, let's go ahead and check out the passenger space. Alright, so pretty much the same stuff going on the front passenger door as the driver's. So we of course have the door handle, lock unlock, window switch, pretty soft door armrest, some storage pockets, and then we also have the ZR2 logo and that nice all-weather floor mat. Even if you get a little bit of water in there, it'll stay in there, and you could just pick it up and empty it out because it goes all the way up the sides there. But same power adjustments as the driver's seat. So we have the lumbar back and forth, up and down, and then this is for your backrest. Take a look at the ZR2 embroiderment on the headrest there, pretty neat. But as far as our glove box goes, we have a pretty nice amount of storage. And hey, look at that, they even give you the normal Chevy emblems if you wanted to take those black ones off and put those on. Pretty neat to know that. I didn't even know that. But that pretty much wraps up the interior of the ZR2. Really, really nice truck. Alrighty, so the rear of the Colorado. Let's go ahead and check out the bed. Now it is an easy open tailgate, so all you have to do is just pull the handle and it won't slam down on you. It's dampened, which is really nice. It's got a spray-in bed liner, it looks like, and it looks pretty durable if you ask me. And this is the longer bed, so I believe it's right around 6.5 feet. Excuse the leaves and all that stuff in there, but hey, that's what a truck is supposed to be, dirty. So it looks like we have some tie downs on the side over there, which is pretty awesome. And then we also have the ZR2 logo at the back of the bed liner. But that's pretty much it. So really easy to lift up tailgate too, and it's pretty easy to close too. You don't have to slam it. Alrighty, so popping the fuel door open. In case you're wondering, gas mileage isn't the greatest. It is 16 in the city and 18 on the highway for the V6. Obviously, if you get the diesel, it'll be a bunch better. But we do have a capless fuel filler. And of course, this little cutout is for the DEF fluid if you got the diesel. And those fuel economy figures are for the V6 four-wheel drive. So to conclude this video, I hope you've enjoyed your time with the ZR2 just as much as I have, and make sure you stay with us for future in-depth reviews.